My question to you is, if you know and understand everything that is going on, why are you continuing to push out music that poisons the community?
I don't feel that poisons those feelings if you speak about me in general. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I have kids of my own. My music gonna make my child go do nothing unrespectable. I think respect comes at home. You can't dictate what I do on saying my words have something to do with his kids and how he controls his life. Controlling his life gonna start with his parents.
Right. Now, we all can agree.
Hold on 1 second. One moment. We're here to stop the violence.
Kids, right.
We're here to put a new mindset in the.
I want to speak his mind. So what you feel, huh?
Right. So we all can agree that music is very influential, even though
Life in general is influential, and not just music. You talk about life, getting up every morning, feed the children, feed the family, going to work, getting that work. If you ain't got that, you gotta go get it how you get it. So you can't charge it to a nigga with a microphone in his hand. You got all kind of stuff that's in life, man. It's weird out there. It's really fucked up out there. Like, you gotta be conscious about who you are and raise your kids to be better than you.
now the issue with that is, okay, I can come from a good background, all right, and have both of my parents, but at the end of the day, the music, the exposure to the music that is being put on the television, as far as what's being
Control of that, homie. What they put on TV.
all right, there are no
I have control of what they put on TV. What's your name, man? What's your name? Hey, what you do for a living? What you do for a
I'm
living?
a chef.
Great. Really good.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and even a broke clock is right 2 times a day. What I mean by that is, I'm actually surprised I agree with Birdman. Now, as pro-black as I am, and I'm pretty pro-black, anything that's in the best interest of my people, I speak about it. However, I hate people like this pastor, this nigga named D1. He's a wash rapper. I'm probably gonna do a video about him probably tomorrow. But he got up there talking about shutting strip clubs down, and like, people like this are jackasses. They take no accountability for themselves, their children. These are the niggas that I don't really gel with, right? I'm not gonna say I don't like, but I don't gel with. I've lived in the hood. Shit, I still live near the hood. I live around black people. I'm in a decent part of town in Atlanta. I'm on the east side, which is like mixed, but it's mostly black, right? Middle class black people. I've lived on the west side, where it was broke black people, hustler black people. I lived in Toledo, Ohio, where I'm from, on the south end of Toledo, where destitute poverty. And like, these are the type of niggas that I don't like. They don't take accountability for their actions, their kids' actions. They blame everything on media, music. Everything is somebody else's fault but their own. Right now, the guy said why he put out negative music, and I agree with Birdman. I just make the music, right? We coming from the environment we come from. Sometimes you got to go out there and do some shit illegal. I don't promote that. All I'm gonna say is, just like Birdman, I understand, right? Sometimes looking for that job don't come fast enough. That promotion ain't coming. That second job, hell, I just was in a conundrum with a second job, right? I literally had a main job and was looking for a second job and couldn't fucking find it. My car was working. Then my car fucking breaks down. I've not only find one job, I find fucking 5 jobs. Where the fuck was one of them jobs when I needed a supplemental income? But never mind. I am a businessman, so, you know, I took it on the chin. But yeah, shit just don't be working out. And sometimes you gotta resort to, what did Eminem say in one of his songs on the Slim Shady LP? Having lack of funds had me resorting back to guns, right? So shit happens. So they rapped about it, right? Because, like, why the fuck not? Why the fuck am I not gonna profit off of telling my story? That don't mean you gotta reenact the shit. That's what I hate about some black people, that they feel like they listen to the music, they gotta live the shit out. You ain't gotta live that shit. That ain't your life. That's that nigga life. But motherfuckers get caught up in the listening to the music and not listening to the message, and they want to reenact the shit, or I don't know, live vicariously through the music. He's not responsible for that shit. If your kids is fucking stupid, that's your problem, right? And if they poor out here and they got to go in the streets, one has to ask, what the fuck you doing as a parent, man? You know what I'm saying? You not providing sufficiently. So that's a household thing. That's not a problem thing. That's your problem thing. Maybe you need to get your broke ass up and get more certifications, or get your broke ass up and go out there and get a college degree. It's a lot of people that got kids, they get college degrees, certifications, so that they can up their skills, get more money, and take care of their kids more sufficiently. If you out here fucking struggling, one, you shouldn't have been having kids with your broke ass. Two, you need to be knowing, like he said, yo, I can't control like them putting shit on TV. I made the video. I'm not in charge of the rotation. Maybe you should monitor when your kids watch BET Uncut or MTV or VH1. Maybe you should be do parenting. It's a lot of people that's not, in my opinion, it's a lot of parents that aren't parenting right or correctly within the last 30 fucking years. Because when I was growing up, what the fuck was I doing watching Tupac videos? Nah, let me take that back. We was actually skipping school. My mom took us to school, dropped us off. We was badass kids. However, we still managed to get a college degree, a high school diploma. Most of the shit that we did wrong, my mom never found out about. But a lot of these people that got kids are like, they're fucking retarded. They're not that smart. And then they have kids and then they don't know how to parent them, or they lack in parenting them, right? You got to be aggressive with that shit. You got to watch your kid 24/7. A lot of these people have kids, and I'm not saying this just from like from hyperbole. I got sisters, I got cousins, I got friends, I got homeboys that got kids. A lot of these motherfuckers have kids, and when the kid come home, they not watching them. They done told them to do the homework. The kid done went upstairs, and that's about it. They downstairs running they dick suckers on the phone or on social media. So like, that's not the rapper or the record label's responsibility. That's your responsibility. It's your responsibility that when you pick your kid up or when your kid gets dropped off, you need to be on your en route to the house, or you need to be at home, and you need to be monitoring them closely. You tell them to do their homework, they need to be sitting at the fucking kitchen table in front of you. But a lot of these people that got kids, they're fucking lazy and stupid, so they don't do that, right? Never mind that they go to their bullshit job. They boss done gave them problems. So the last thing they want to do is come home. And if they do say shit to their kids, they want to direct their kids like they boss be doing them, right? Cussing them out, talking crazy. Basically just unloading their frustrations because they a bitch ass nigga at work. And they taking it out on the kid that's powerless. And yeah, you repeating the vicious cycle of not only stupidity, but lack of empathy, and you taking out shit because your boss going off on you, on your kid. Yeah, you just completing the cycle of just stupidity and just lack of caring. So yeah, they don't blame the shit on the music. Motherfuckers been trying to blame Birdman. And like I said earlier in this video, as much as I think he's a fuck up and a jackass, he's right on that one. There's a lot of things he's wrong on, like not paying Lil Wayne, not paying his house mortgage, not paying for jewelry. There's a lot of shit that bro is actually like fucked up about. On this particular point, like, he got a valid point. I am in the business of making music. It's not my fucking responsibility to monitor if your kids watch my shit or not. You know what I'm saying? They got labels and warnings on music that this shit is made for mature people and adults over 18. What the fuck is your 12-year-old listening to my shit for? Even on social media. Why is your kid got Instagram and watching Lil Wayne videos? Or why is your 20-year-old going on YouTube and researching what back that ass up sound like? Why is she doing that? Right? She 20 years old. That song came out 25 years ago. But she's investigating the shit because your dumb ass ain't watching her. That's not my problem. That's a you problem. So I agree with him on that. A lot of black people, there's a lot of things that we need to work on or don't need to work on. That's not one of them. Monitoring our kids, raising our kids better. As much, like I said, as much as I'm pro-black, that's one of the tenets. I believe people that got kids need to, and I've told people that's family members, friends, people I know personally that got children, I let them know when they wrong. And they always tell me, well, you don't have kids, how you know? I don't need to fucking have kids to know what the fuck is right and what's wrong. I know, like, I know if I had kids, I pay fucking attention to them, right? But they sometimes be too stupid or lazy, and they just don't want to take heed to good advice. And then they kids grow up to be fuck ups, and then they be trying to figure out why. It's like, motherfucker, you ain't got to figure out why your kid a fuck up. You know that motherfucker was stupid because you didn't help them with their homework. You didn't enforce them doing their homework all the time or making sure the shit was right. And now little Johnny done grew up and he a dummy. His reading comprehension skills is at a 5th grade level, and this nigga is fucking 17. So, yeah, like, the same thing with the music. Your kids don't need to be listening to Lil Wayne. And honestly speaking, kids don't really need a cell phone, in my opinion, until you're 17. I don't know what the fuck a 10-year-old got a cell phone for. Going on Twitter and Instagram looking at half-naked girls, if not porno on fucking Twitter. So, like, yeah, like, I'm with him all the way. You want your kids to be better, stop fucking, like, go to the problem. The problem is in my music. The problem is in my music. It ain't even the stations that putting the shit on TV. It's you not monitoring your kids aggressively. So, and I think people need to do like that all the time. Need to call a spade a spade. As for this church, motherfuckers ain't gonna get a new roof. He probably was thinking in his mind, nigga, that's 50,000 you hoe ass niggas is not gonna get, because y'all fucking playing with the game. In any event, if y'all like this episode, like, comment, subscribe, and is out.
No.